Hi guys, I thought I'd show you a quick video of how to make some organic medication for the guys out there that, use cannabis for medication, or if you just want to get stoned a different way, that's fine. You just cancel out some of the ingredients. So it's going to be very short, quite informative and very handy for quite a lot of you. So here we got 1/4 ounce of trim. It's just popcorn buds and crap. My advice to you is get one of these sort of jars, put your trim in the jar, leave it in the jar with the lid on, put the oven on, 120, 45 minutes. Whilst in the jar, your house won't smell of weed. Can't go any better than that. Organically grown weed by myself. Organic cold pressed coconut oil and some lecithin powder. This is a soy-based product, and what this actually does is aids bioavailability for your cannabinoids, helping your body to digest it and essentially making it more effective. And then some CBD oil. This is a cold-pressed organic oil that I use. Again, because this is for medication, so really to get the maximum out of your medication, you need all the minor cannabinoids as well as the major cannabinoids. So it's not just about the THC, you need CBDA, all the other cannabinoids that are good for you. This helps create the entourage effect. However, if it's just to get stoned, you can leave out the CBD oil. And then finally, you need some capsules. So that's that bit. I'll see you in a minute, show you the next bit. So next trick is to lay out a piece of cheesecloth. Put your decarbed weed in there and sort of make it into a tea bag. And if you do it this way, this saves all the hassle of faffing about, filtering and just makes it so much easier. So I'll wrap it up and then show you. I can't hold the camera and do both, so hold on. So here it is wrapped up. As you can see, it's nice and flat, which is what you want. You want it as flat as possible, because the next stage will be soaking that into, or infusing that into the coconut oil. And obviously if it's nice and flat, you don't need so much oil to cover it up. So now it's just a case of infusing. Yeah, let's move on to infusing. So here we are. I've done a bain-marie, is it called? So basically a saucepan full of boiling water with a bowl on top, just to put burning the product. It's got the coconut oil in there, and then what we do is we lay in our tea bag. It's its official name. Make sure you've got enough to cover it. If you haven't, just add some more oil. It's all cool. Minutes. I'd probably leave it in there for at least half an hour, but the longer the better, really. I'm probably going to leave it going for a couple of hours, but as you can see, the oil was clear and it's already changing colour, and you're essentially just using this as a tea bag. That's it. We'll let that go and then we'll do the next step. So we've been cooking for about half an hour now. As you can see, it's getting darker and darker. It's just an idea, just to keep mixing it every now and then. I'm still going to let that go because it doesn't seem like there's much colour in there at the moment, but that's fine. It's worth pointing out that because I've decarbed in the jar, obviously the house doesn't smell, and also this process doesn't smell. All you can smell is coconut oil. So again, these methods to do it covert if you don't want everyone in your house or your neighbours or anyone else to know what you're up to. This is a really good way to do it, and also it just makes sense logically. Why do you want to put extra steps in when you can just take shortcuts and get the same result? Right, it's had about 2 hours now, so what I'm going to do is pour that over another cheesecloth just into a jug, and then I'll put a sieve on top to get out the tea bag. I'll try and do it while I'm holding it, but I suspect it's probably going to burn my hands. Just pour that over there. Leave the tea bag in for the minute. We've got the tea bag on the top of a sieve. It's a bit hot, but basically when that's cooled off, just give it a good squeeze. We'll slowly just let it. It's hot. So there's the product. We're going to add a little bit of CBD oil. There's 200 ml here. I need 5 ml of CBD oil for my calculations, just half a bottle. And then about half a gram of the lecithin. And then what that does is, lecithin is an emulsifier, so it means that you can get the oils to blend together without the natural separation that you'd normally get, and also it assists bioavailability when you're consuming the product. So if we look at that now, that's all nicely blended, it's not separated, there's no layers, and that's exactly what you want. And then obviously this is made up of coconut oil, so it will eventually go back to being solid. So you need to make sure it's well mixed, and then while it's still warm, we need to squirt it into some capsules. So I'm very badly trying to fill these capsules with a giant syringe. So here's the finished article. The minute it's in liquid form, then what you should do is put them in the fridge to cool back down so they solidify, and then they look a bit like this. And you get like this, it's like a solid, which is exactly what you want. That's it, free medicine. And then I've kept a little bit over here in a jug, so I'm going to send it off for lab testing. Then we can see the strength and work it out what we need in terms of dosage.